In this video I'm going to be looking at the specs which have finally came out for the Olympus WOW camera. Join me, roll credits. Well, hi YouTube, Brian James, I'm Micro Four Thirds guy with you once again, and don't forget, if you do like this video, hit the subscribe button below, click the bell and hit the all to make sure you get notifications, and don't forget to give a thumbs up because there's a lot of good information in here to like, and also if you do get the chance, buy me a coffee to help the channel go along. So, here's the big day, the Olympus OM-1. I've just been looking on the M43 rumours site, and I don't believe this is now a rumour. I think it's been leaked properly. I have a spec sheet here with a whole load of things. In fact, I've actually got a huge, great big list of all sorts of things here. There's about 10 pages of specification on the camera. But M43 rumours have nicely given us a condensed version. So I'm going to bring it to you now. This is going to give you an idea what's going on. Now, the big thing has been, and the talking points, is it going to be an increase in megapixels, or maybe a stacked sensor, or maybe both? Well, the answer to that is it's going to be a 20 megapixel IMX472 sensor from Sony. And it is a stacked sensor. That's the important thing. It is a stacked sensor. It's going to give a 2-stop improvement low light with quad bay structure. It's going to be, let's see, 120 frames a second, 12-bit raw DCI, 4K 60p. That's 10-bit 422 and 240 frames a second at 1080p. That's quite high. 10 frame a second mechanical shutter, 20 frame per second normal high-speed shooting, a handheld high-res of 50 megapixels. I think that's fantastic. When you think about it, you're moving a sensor around on its IBIS, and handheld, to be able to get it all around without making it sort of blur and things like that, you can get a 50 megapixel photograph from that, and 80 megapixel when you put it onto a tripod. There is no 5 megapixel RAW mode, just a C4K mode. That's the highest it goes to. The EVF is, let's see, 5.76 million dots, 5.76 million dots EVF, and that's got a 0.82 times magnification. Now I think that's quite good, because I've always found that the Olympus eyepieces, the EVFs in Olympus, I've always found them to be fine. I don't think they're anywhere near as good as the one on the G9. The G9 is just out of this world. It's huge. But I do find the Olympus ones are very, very easy to see and very, very easy to compose with, and very fast. So again, great on that one. The LCD on the back is, I think it's the normal sort of 3-inch LCD, and that's 1.62 million dots. And it's a LCD, and it's touchscreen obviously as well. 7 stops of IBIS. 7 stops. That's amazing. Cross-type phase detection, and that's 1,053 points on the autofocus. Continuous autofocus tracking sensitivity. There's 5 steps, as it says, whatever that means here, whatever that means. The interesting thing for me is the AI detection. I've really become used to the eye detection on things like birds and dogs, and some of the cameras are really, really good. This one is going a little bit step further. I'll read the list. It does formula cars, which I presume are the sort of open wheel racing cars, formula cars, rally cars, motorcycles, aircraft, helicopters. It does bullet trains, it does standard trains, and it does steam locomotives too, as well as birds, dogs and cats. Fantastic. Now, the way that these have worked in the past, I found that these almost instantly lock on to exactly what you want to see, and they don't get confused very often. They really are a clever bit of technology, and it's been expanded here, so I think that's great. The low range is the same as on all the rest of the cameras. A low setting on the auto will go from 80 to 102,400. On the manual, you would normally go from 200 up to 102,400, although you can actually set an override for the low to take it either 100 or 80 ISO. Electronic shutter silent mode is 1/32,000th of a second to 60 seconds. So that's 1/32,000th of a second to 60 seconds. And I think it's, on the mechanical shutter, it's 8,000th of a second on that one. The air tracking has been improved, as has the astro tracking. It's got a new battery compatible with the BLH1 though. So that's good. There's compatibility on that. So it sounds like they're using the same case, maybe a bit more power on it. The price is going to be slightly above $2,000. Now, usually that equates dollar to pound comparison when you're buying equipment in the UK compared to the States. So I'm guessing around about just over the £2,000 mark for us as well. Shipment starts in March, they say. Be interesting to see if that's the case, but hopefully it is. So what do you think? Is this going to be the wow camera for you, which has been touted at, or is it just going to be something which is a few extra specs and you're not going to be bothered about it? Does the sensor size being still down at 20 megapixels make a difference to you? If so, is it a good or a bad difference? And also, is that stacked sensor going to make a big difference to your photography as well? Let me know in the comments below, because this is a really interesting subject. We're still waiting for the announcement of the GH6 to come out properly, which I was told it was going to be at the Winter Olympics. I haven't heard anything about that recently. I am checking on the press, so if I hear anything, I'll bring it to you. Whatever it is, take your camera out, keep taking photographs, and keep enjoying your photography, whichever camera you use. It's Brian James at Mega 4/3 guy saying, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that sort of thing. See you soon. Bye-bye.